What is going on, community? Thank y'all for tuning in and supporting the masterpiece edition of Black Wall Street, the board game. And I say this every episode because it's facts, right? This game would not be the work of art that it is without the amazing artists themselves who have contributed to the piece. So today we have with us Sharard X, who we did a dope IG live with you as well with a lot of interesting questions. So I know this is going to be a dope interview. But can you please introduce yourself to the people, let folks know where you're from and what inspires you to create art?
What's going on, everybody? I'm originally from Lakeland, Florida. It's like Central Florida, but I'm stationed in Tallahassee right now. And like I was just telling the mom before we got on, I'm really just inspired by the things that I see and I guess individuals around me, or just their own will to be great and whatnot. So definitely just seeing other people be great kind of makes me like, well, they doing it. I know I could probably do something like that or do it too, and then it just kind of flows over into the painting. Hence, this piece right here, which is still to date. I don't know how many artists will say this, but one of my favorite pieces. Like,
Yeah.
I love it. I was on my heart to send it to you.
Dang, I didn't know this was your favorite. Why? So Black Bayou Ideal Street, why is this your favorite painting? And then we'll get into like the motivation behind it as well. But why is this one your favorite?
It's definitely my favorite because of the message behind it and just the impact it's gonna have on the board game, educating everyone really, but more specifically Black people who need it to know about this event in history, and then just kind of know about what's going on now. So to kind of have all of that captured into one picture, like the old, the new, and what's to become is kind of really special to me as an artist. And then just to kind of actually get my message across. Like, I really feel like people are gonna understand, where I'm coming from with the piece if they just look at it. It's not really much inquisition about it. It's like, okay, like this is Black ownership and this is back in the day. So,
you see, we got the Archer Greenwood pine right here with the Model T. You show the destruction a little bit. You also have don't buy where you will not be hired. Can you talk about that? The power of the Black dollar a little bit.
I'm glad you brought that up as well. I have my own personal bouts with learning about the Black dollar. Actually, probably about a year before I picked up this opportunity with you. But just finding out that we have a spending power of well over $1 trillion, and that was pre-COVID. It was like 1.2 trillion during COVID. And we with us being a little bit more than 22, not 22%, 13 to 14% of the population.
Yeah.
I was just curious as to how our dollars weren't getting back to us, or why we weren't seeing the same things that other communities are seeing. There's a Chinatown in almost every state. There's a little Haiti. There's a little Mexico. Every other minority or whatever you name you want to label it as, they have it. They have their own church. They had their own school. They had their own language, and they spend money with each other. Now, we the only people that have all of that but won't spend money with each other. Right. So it's don't buy where they won't hire you, because they'll take your money. They'll take your money, but that's about all they'll take.
Man, have you read Powernomics by Dr. Claude Anderson?
I have not, but I saw it on your. I actually saw you posted a couple times, man. I need to get my hands on it.
You would love that book. Like, everything that you're talking about right now, like Dr. Claude Anderson goes heavy into it, and he names it ethno-aggregation, right? So it's people that come together based on either the same culture or the same language. And he names all the same, like he says the Chinatown, he says the little Ethiopia, he says the little Saigon, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
But where's the little Africas in every city, right? Where's the Black Wall Streets or the Greenwoods in every city? And how can we make sure that the dollars are circulating? So, in any spare time that you have when you're not creating works of art, go ahead and pick up Powernomics. It's a dope read. I think you'll vibe with it for sure. But
yes, sir.
I know you're kind of on cloud nine right now, because you just, like, literally fresh in the mail sent off some stuff. So I want to get into that. Where has your either this particular piece, where did you send this one, but also maybe other places your art has been featured?
This particular piece, as I mentioned, this is my favorite. I just sent it out to the National Liberty Museum in Pennsylvania. So I am definitely excited about that. It's going to be on display from June to November. I can definitely get you the details if you need it. But I did let them know that it was going to be featured in the upcoming Black-owned board game. Mm-hmm. So they should be mentioned under my little, whatever they have. But aside from that, I've been featured in a few other student exhibitions. North Carolina A&T had an HBCU artist recognition. Workspace Manchester was an actual physical exhibition. I had to send some art off to, and just a few different call to artists I found on Instagram. But I've had the real pleasure of just being a part of. So I'm not really too uppity when it comes to my artwork. I just wanted to get out there and people to see it.
Love that. Yeah, huge congrats, man. You're doing your thing out there. Happy to be a small part of this journey with you. And yeah,
big part. Y'all don't let this man listen, man. Y'all don't let this man fool y'all. He give me encouragement. He posts good messages. He's legit. And when he told me about the piece, I was just under so much pressure. Like, man, I got to make this fight. Like, look, man, just shoot it in by this time. We'll work everything out. So he's the captain for a reason.
All right, appreciate the love, Sharard, for sure. Appreciate the love, man. Oh, in the IG Live, I asked you a question about, I think it was like, who's your favorite artist? And you came with a sidestep answer that was fire. So can you talk about who your favorite artist is and how you try to possibly take elements of what that person represented into your art? Because I can see a little bit of, especially the bluntness, right? He was very.
Yeah.
I see the bluntness.
Listen, man. And he got away with it. So why not? But my favorite artist is Malcolm X. And I say that because there's a way to speak truth to power. There's a way to deliver a message. But when something is happening, and let's not beat around the bush, racism or whatever the case may be, when something terrible has happened and people don't want to speak on it or speak around it, it takes a louder voice. It takes an individual to be blunt about it and say, hey, this is happening. I don't like it. This is what we need to do to not only defend ourselves, but strengthen ourselves. So with that bluntness, it's kind of like, yeah, this is what we do. This is what we did have. This is what we have now. This is what we need to work towards. So I couldn't do nothing. I can't do anything but respect someone so brave and courageous to really put himself on the front line, not only, just for himself or his family, but for Black people as a whole. Like, speaking for an entire community of people it ain't easy.
Not at all. All right. I think, that last question kind of possibly answers this next one, but if you have a different one or a different spin, feel free. But when you're looking at mentors, right? Artists out there who have either poured in knowledge, techniques, business savvy, whatever it is to help Sharard X become the artist that he is today and the artist that he will be 10 years from now. Who are some of those art mentors for you? Virtual, either people that like, oh yeah, I know them, I rock with them, or people that you just look up to virtually from a distance?
I maybe have like 2 or 3.
Okay.
And that's only because of the positive responses I've gotten from them. One is actually one of my closest friends. His girl, she paints, and she kind of got me to pick up the paintbrush. So I always admire her work because I'm like, man, you've been doing this, forever, and you thought my sketches were good enough to be painting. So I always try to see what she's kind of getting herself into, because she always tells me like, oh, I'm new to this, I'm not really, but I'm like, yeah, you're miles ahead of me. So definitely my girl, her name's Melanie Nicole on Instagram. If anybody want to follow her, I was gonna get you that. I was trying to remember. Yeah, Melanie Nicole. Another one, Art of Mir. So my boy, he actually went to FAM. Me and him went to FAMU at the same time. But when we went, he was going back for his master's. So I was still an undergrad playing football. But he is an amazing, like, he's authentic. Like, and I reached out to him because I just found him on a different page I was on. And he kind of messaged me back like, yeah, I went to FAM, and he's a real cool guy, but he has a lot of stuff in different exhibits. So I really love his work. And then the last guy, his name is Aaron the Artist. He's on my timeline like every day, so he's always consistent with his posts, but that's more the graphic side. And I saw him just looking at LeBron James. LeBron James posted one of his things, and I was like, man, I love this cat. And so I really like the way he approaches his art and the way he does his style. So I just kind of, I feel like I'm a mixture of all three of them, but then I got my own little, my own little mama's cooking on the side.
A little twang.
So yeah. But yeah, those are my three: Art of Mir, Aaron the artist, and Melanie Nicole.
Nice. So what would you speaking of your little twang, right? Your little spin on it. What would you say is uniquely Sharard? Like when you look at a piece, whether it's like the colors that you use, whether it's the statement that all your pieces are saying, but what is something that is, a part of your artist identity and you try to put in maybe most or all of your paintings?
To have paintings. I'm all for abstract. I'm all for, this person could say this is that, or this person could see something else. I love that type of art. I believe it's unique because we're not conforming to what somebody thinks something should look like. So don't take what I'm about to say the wrong way. But my art is kind of like, it's literally hit or miss. So it has to be full of colors. I love the colors. I love mixing the different colors and I guess just expressing myself, via that. But it's the message is gonna be, like you said, kind of to the point, and it's always gonna be vibrant and full of color. So I guess all the life that the broadness is taken out, or the gruntness is taken out, is being filled with the painting.
Got you. Got you. That's your sugar, right? That's the way of transporting it. It looks nice.
Yeah.
Blunt message, blunt answer, but it's gonna look colorful. It's gonna look nice to you. Okay. So
I'm gonna dress it up. I'm gonna dress it up real nice.
Nice. So if you're just tuning in, we got Sharard X on here, Florida native artist, contributed to the masterpiece edition of Black Wall Street, the board game, has also had his work just sent off to museums. So shout out to the movement. Pardon words, Sharard, give artists out there who are maybe, where you were a few years ago and they're, trying to get into museums, or they're trying to get motivated to create art. What's a piece of wisdom or some advice you have for some aspiring artists out there?
I'm gonna tell you probably something. If you're actually looking for advice, that you're gonna need, when I ask for advice, I want to tell you that what you think it is, or what you're trying to tell them it is. Art is exactly what it as it sounds. It's art. A song and everything in between, or or not, or whatever it is that you do. Always be confident in yourself, because if you're not confident in the word, the viewer probably won't be.
Look, I heard bits and pieces of it, right? And the bits and pieces that I heard were, one, if you're kind of asking questions, you probably already know the answer, right? So that answer that you're thinking it probably is, go with your gut, right? Trust your instinct. The second thing that I think I heard, oh, is he coming back? Hey, when you're ready, Sharard, come on back. Sometimes when people are about to give like the wisest words ever, some reason that's when the internet wants to stop out.
You, man, right?
Every time. So if you can
craziness
start those wise words over. I know it was some hot fire, but advice you would give to artists. Oh, and they still trying to hold
you. Be good, boss. Just remain confident in yourself. Always, man. This is crazy.
Every time you try to motivate some people, they want to.
But I finally point. They want to cut my sound. It's still blurry? Nothing?
It's in and out. I can hear you a little bit. There we go. I see the camera back on. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get y'all this message. We can't let them win. We're gonna get y'all this message. You know, sit tight, you know, deal with us for a second. And your art, yep. All right, so here's the message from him. In case you can't hear, I'm gonna read what he's putting inside the chat. The amazing advice that apparently they don't want y'all to hear is stay confident in yourself. Stay confident in your art, right? Don't question it. And like Sharard said, sometimes my work is hit or miss, right? But either way, he is completely confident in the messaging and the stuff that he's putting out there. Never let someone say it's not what you believe it is, right? And it's always someone watching, so stay ready. All right, there's always someone who might be scrolling on your Instagram. They might see what you're doing on YouTube. They might see what shirt you're wearing that has your art on it. So you never know. Stay ready for these opportunities. A board game might come, a museum might come, a t-shirt company might come, someone working on a TV series might come. So, you know, keep creating, stay confident in what you're creating and who you are as an artist, and stay ready. All right. So hopefully I did that some type of justice, right? Those are the words from Sharard X. Oh, there he is. Hey,
that's why you go.
You know what I'm saying? Try to, man. But they weren't trying to have you, you know.
Right.
Yeah. So, brother Sharard, we appreciate you. Maybe we can have another interview some other day, or have another IG live, because that IG live was definitely fire. You can come on and give the wise words from your own mouth as well. But appreciate you. Good luck in getting into even more, not even luck, right? It's only a matter of time before you get into more museums, more people start to see the brilliance of your art. So looking forward to your future as an artist, and thank you again for contributing to the board game. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you having me, man. For real, I appreciate the consideration. All right.
All right. Peace.
Um,